Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. We thought we went a little bit earlier than expected, but coming up on the Pro Wrestling Show, the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion, Liv Valkyria, makes her appearance as the first Women's Intercontinental Champion. We'll hear from Laya coming up. Also, too, main event Jey Uso coming to your city en route to his World Championship match against Gunther this Saturday on Saturday night's main event. What would Jey Uso say? And Jey Uso had a guest in the building. Main event Jey Uso had world champion Gunther. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Also, too, we get this. We know Seth Rollins will take on Drew McIntyre once again in a WrestleMania from 40 rematch from last year. Once again, if Seth Rollins get the monkey eyes back with Drew McIntyre, we'll talk about it coming up. Seth and Drew in the WrestleMania rematch coming up. Also, to the New Days in action. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston in action. And they're going to speak for themselves when they return to the ring tonight. But JBL will be on commentary for their match as a WWE Hall of Famer makes a grand appearance on Raw. We get the Raw Ring Report started right here, right now, here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Raw Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us in the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in that conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, we get the Raw Ring Report here starting, crack-a-lacking here. We get started with Michael Cole, along with none other with Pat McAfee, but Pat McAfee on ESPN for the College Game Day National Championship game for the national title for the ESPN coverage. Well, Michael Cole been joined by a fellow broadcaster he used to commentate with on SmackDown, Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett making a rare appearance on Raw. Wade Barrett coming back to handle dudes, fill in for Pat McAfee and stuff. And Wade Barrett really did a good job and stuff tonight. But we get to this. Main event, Jey Uso and Gunther had their face-to-face before their meeting on Saturday night's main event coming up this Saturday for Gunther's world title. Will Gunther be able to relinquish? Will Gunther be able to hold on to his world championship? That's the question that everyone wants to know. Gunther, who's been a proud champion, who's been champion ever since SummerSlam this past August, Gunther has been holding the scrap. But Gunther really bad-mouthed main event Jey Uso, and main event Jey Uso saying to himself that he's going to be the one to leave Saturday night main event in San Antonio, Texas, with the world title, and can main event Jey Uso make well on his promise? That's what everyone wants to know. And they main event Jey Uso might have to do so. Main event Jey Uso has been a popular fixture quite some time. Could this be his moment coming up this Saturday for Saturday night's main event? That's the question that everyone wants to know. And I'll tell you that on the Saturday night main event, predict the outcome special this weekend. Look forward to the drop this Saturday before Saturday night's main event, Saturday on NBC. So look for that coming up. Speaking of that, the Hall of Famer, the former WWE champion, JBL, the longest reigning champion in SmackDown history. Like he liked to say, JBL making his rare return to Texas. JBL was a part of that Impact Wrestling show, and JBL really paid dividends tonight. That JBL saying that he's going to be biased tonight for the match, unbiased, I meant to say, with Rey Mysterio and Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston and then Xavier Woods was trying to tout JBL for his success, saying he dished Farouk for the APA, and JBL went on to become his character like he is, John Bradshaw Layfield. Who can forget 20 years ago, nearly 20, almost over 20 years ago, when JBL did that to Farouk and became a big star and went in feud with Ed Guerrero, Undertaker, Booker T, you name it. John Cena eventually took the championship away from him. JBL has been on a roll, and JBL was the guest commentator tonight. JBL didn't have no love lost with him and Rey Mysterio, but JBL saying one thing, he respects Rey Mysterio, which that was a shot right there. for JBL tonight. But JBL doing what he needs to do. And I say that about JBL. JBL did so tonight. And one thing about JBL called it right down the middle tonight. But JBL saw it tonight. The New Day really gonna have to get their attitude adjusted tonight. We saw with the New Day, Rey Mysterio getting the win over Kofi Kingston tonight. Well, the elephant's out the room, as we see right here. Bayley. Bayley announced on Raw tonight that she is no longer on SmackDown. She's officially Raw. And Bayley said she's Raw, all right. Bayley made it official tonight with Kathy Kelly, to say that she is Raw. And good for Bayley. Bayley really got the monkey out of her back. And Bayley now officially a member of the Raw roster. Bayley saying also too that she's going to declare herself in the Women's Royal Rumble. Bayley wants to win the Women's Royal Rumble. And Bayley said, well, I've been telling y'all, she wants to win it back to back. How Cody Rhodes did last year. He won it back to back. Could this be Bayley's year winning the Royal Rumble once again, like she did last year, and winning it back to back? We have to wait and see and stuff. Also, too, we see KO and Sami Zayn, enemies. You know how they go. Well, we saw how that went down tonight. Kofi Kingston, Sami Zayn telling KO to against Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship, but it will be for the undisputed title. Kevin Owens will upbring the Wing Eagle title, and Cody will ring up the Martin Championship, the Big W. That championship now, and I think this planting the seeds for them to have a feud once again down the road on how that's going to go down. Well, we know that Sheamus will take on Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. That will happen on Saturday night's main event this Saturday. So, like I said, Braun Breaker sending him a threat to what went down. So we could see if that's going to be a possibility. We'll see how this is going to go. Well, look, as you see right here, Rhea Ripley, the Women's World Champion. And like I said, the Women's World made a statement tonight, calling out any everybody tonight. Even to the point that we saw tonight that Nia Jax won't get her hands on Rhea Ripley. Nia Jax could get this opportunity of a lifetime against Rhea Ripley. And Nia Jax wants that championship so bad, she can literally taste it. And like I said, we'll see how this is gonna eventually go down and stuff between Nia Jax and and Rhea Ripley. Nia Jax splashing Bayley tonight. Nia Jax sending a message to whoever. She wants the Women's World Championship. And she'll do whatever it takes to get the championship. She'll get an opportunity this Saturday at Saturday night's main event. Nia Jax set to defend the Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley. We'll see that match coming up as well. So we'll see how that's gonna go down between Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley. Well, there's still issues in the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day not on the same track. Could we see the Judgment Day break up eventually? We're seeing the cracks of the armor cracking up. So that could be a sign right there between the Judgment Day. We'll set the wait and see. Also, too, saw one of these LWO members got attacked tonight as well. Penta was in action as well. Penta was in action. Penta won his match tonight. Penta send a message clear that he is a force to be reckoned with. We'll see Penta, how Penta will go and how he will do down the road for Penta. I think this Raw was a little bit okay, but it wasn't enough edge to my seat. This right here, CM Punk. CM Punk saying that he's gonna enter the Royal Rumble. CM Punk has some undertones to say, talking about he'll throw Hulk Hogan over the top rope. He want to enter the Royal Rumble. You know, CM Punk knows that he can't get his hands on Hulk Hogan because Hulk Hogan is that alleged the R word. So we'll leave it like that. Hulk Hogan on what's going on. CM Punk trying to be funny, trying to get heat on Hulk Hogan as always and stuff. With Damage Control. Damage Control was in action tonight. We know Dakota Kai was close to winning the Women's Intercontinental Championship. That did not happen. That did not come to fruition for Dakota Kai, when she was in tag team action with EO. They won that match tonight as well. Well, we get to this, the main event, the WrestleMania main event from last year. Seth Rollins taking on Drew McIntyre. These two men have something to settle and something to settle in the ring. Well, Seth won the match, but Sami Zayn tried to get involved and try to get his hands on Drew. Drew kicked Sami, and Drew did a haluva kick on Seth Rollins, making Seth unconscious, causing more chaos and more drama. We know that Sami Zayn will end the Royal Rumble as well, so you can tell Seth's going to get his payback and revenge and his receipt on Sami down the road. So Sami Zayn better watch his back. I can tell you that right now. Well, we know next week, Logan Paul wasn't there for this Monday's for the festivities. He was Monday in Washington, D.C., sitting down the trunk of the Donald Trump inauguration with his brother Jake. Logan Paul will be in the house on Raw. And Logan Paul, what he have to say, he wants to become a champion. And Logan Paul, we're hearing reports that he could be going for the world championship down the road at WrestleMania. So we just have to wait and see. Logan Paul is going to be committed to winning the world championship as well. Well, that ends the Raw Ring Report as well. We'll tell you tomorrow on the NXT Ring Report. Roxanne Perez was in the house, and she got an altercation with Bayley as well. So we'll see what Roxanne Perez and Bayley, what they're going to do next. And speaking of that, on this for the NXT Ring Report for Hot Topics, we'll talk about we're supposed to be NXT commentator Corey Graves, and what's the situation, the details with Corey Graves coming up. We'll talk about that. But we get to the current wrestling hot topics as well. We get to this. Tessa Blanchard returned to TNA, and she lost her match. Well, she won her match against Jordynne Grace, but she seen resounding boos of her being racist, and they just let her have it. And maybe TNA need to realize if Tessa's the problem, they need to let her go, because it's going to continue on getting worse and worse, or she needs to embrace that characteristics. Who knows what Tessa Blanchard is going to do, but we just have to wait and see, because you don't want to ruin the partnership that's already in place with WWE and TNA. So you got to realize on stuff like that on Tessa Blanchard. So we'll see. But Jordynne Grace also made an interesting note that if she come to WWE, that could be the protocol. We'll see if Jordynne Grace is going to make another appearance for the Royal Rumble and be WWE signed with WWE officially. We'll see. But speaking of that, PCO decided to dump on TNA Championship belt. PCO was officially the divisional champion. PCO decided that he wanted to do business for himself and decided to destroy the divisional championship. PCO saying that he's no longer part of Impact Wrestling or TNA Wrestling. And we don't know what that means and how they're going to go moving forward with that. But PCO doing business for himself. We'll see. Joey Janela challenged Sabu to a match. And Joey Janela thinking about Sabu and what he's going to do next. He's going to challenge Sabu to a retirement match. So Sabu will have his retirement match in April. So we'll see. And how that's going to play out eventually down the road and stuff. So we'll see how that's going to go eventually for Joey Janela and Sabu. Well, speaking of that, we want to congratulate Joe Henry on winning the Impact Championship. Joe Henry finally winning the Impact Championship. Joe Henry, but we all believe in Joe Henry, and Joe Henry has done it as the Impact Champion. As he should have been champion They said it could have been Slammiversary or Bound for Glory, and they kept holding off and how that went down. So we'll see on Joe Henry's next move. And I think this is a great move. Will Joe Henry enter the Royal Rumble as TNA champion? We would just have to wait and see on that. So hey, we continue on with more wrestling hot topics as well. Also to Carmelo Hayes saying that Tama Tonga predict the Grace to cover. Carmelo Hayes just trolling, I think, to me. We'll have to wait and see on that. This Raw was kind of meteoric. It wasn't enough. I think it was just that, just being a Raw is as raw as. So we'll have to wait and see. But the WrestleMania main event was the signature match, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. And you see what ended up happening. Sami Zayn Hoover kicks Seth Rollins accidentally. Drew McIntyre laughing about it and getting his comeuppance. So it wasn't that, it was so tonight and how that went down. Well, that's going to do it for the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendra Dick, saying so long. Thanks for watching this edition of the Raw Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.